the challenges that the marketing folks are going to have with this film. I don't know if you could sort of like maybe talk about sort of your sympathies with it and the fact that
I sympathise with the marketing department. I don't know. I can't. When I'm making a film, the last thing I'm thinking about is how they're going to fucking market it. You know what I mean? It's like I really. In fact, if I do ever think about it, it's about kind of challenging them. I like to. I'm not a great fan of genre or the idea of working within the confines of a genre. I try and defy genre really. And so I can't say I gave the marketing department much thought, and I can't say I really helped them out much. Although they're very nice people.
I'll bet.
Yeah, I have nothing against them personally, but I'm not a salesman.
Right.
So do you approach each project individually then?
Hello, Englishman.
Hello.
Hello. It's lovely to hear your voice. Go on, sorry, what?
Do you approach each project differently, each one individually? So you've got one film, and you approach each one in an individual fashion.
Yeah, very much so. Perhaps I kind of think about how each film is a reaction to the last one. And I take on what I've learnt in the previous film and I kind of apply it to the next film, but at the same time, the action sequences in this movie, I've never shot any action sequences, so I thought, okay, well, the closest thing I've done to action is dance, Pride and Prejudice, so I kind of thought, alright, well, just treat it like dance and it'll be fine. And so that was certainly applying what I'd learned in previous movies to this one. But they are all different. You can't kind of. Are they? I don't know. Maybe it's just one big oeuvre.
Did you speak with any other directors or any other collaborators about doing action? Did you get some sort of pointers?
I fucking should have. And I should have shown them the schedule, and they might have said, "Don't be daft. You can't shoot an action film in 62 days." I should have, and I didn't. It was a mistake. Actually, I did call Paul Greengrass a few times. And always got his answer machine. Bastard.
Was this film storyboarded? Were the action
Some of it
sequences
was, some of it wasn't, and a lot of it wasn't. And actually, I kind of feel like I probably should have storyboarded more of it, because the sequences I like are the ones that are storyboarded. So the escape from Camp G, for instance, all of that was storyboarded. But there's quite a lot of kind of single take Steadicam sequences in it, and those are more difficult to storyboard. You can't really storyboard those.
Can you talk a little bit about the involvement of the Chemical Brothers, because this is kind of a take back of an old style film, but they're so very new in terms of their style of music.
Yeah. It's funny the way people still talk about the Chemical Brothers as being new. When I went to their first gig in London in 1992, do you know what I mean? It's nearly fucking 20 years ago.
Right.
But you're absolutely right. No,
yeah, like a futuristic kind of...
Yeah, no, absolutely right. There is something still incredibly modern about what they do. The world hasn't really caught up with them, and that's one of the things I love about what they do. I don't really think about style when I'm making a movie. It kind of happens organically. It comes out of the story that I'm telling, and trying to respond to the story and the emotional lives of the characters, and that kind of, I have my biggest problem is always shooting scenes where a character gets out of a car, walks up to a front door and goes inside, because there's no emotion in a scene like that, and therefore I don't know how to shoot it. I don't know how the style, So I try and think about, put myself in the main character's point of view and figure out how they see the world, and that was a wonderful experience on this movie.
Directing Saoirse in Atonement, did you ever imagine that you'd be filming a scene in which she snaps another character's neck?
I didn't imagine I'd see her snapping another character's neck, but I kind of had a feeling that she'd be a part of my life. She was so extraordinary at that age, and such an incredible talent. And I think we were all on the film, Kira and James and all of us were very aware that we were working with a very special talent, and one that we were going to see more of. snapping necks, no.
Are you hoping to do another action film, or do you want to stick with something more like Pride and Prejudice?
I don't know really. I mean, the world kind of, your career is what happens whilst you're busy developing other scripts. And I enjoyed action, and I would probably like to do it again, but not necessarily next. You know, I like mixing it up a bit. Yeah, I like mixing it up a little bit. I mean, I like kind of working outside of my comfort zone, and I like stretching myself creatively.
So is the Little Mermaid anywhere down the line?
What?
The Little Mermaid, is it anywhere down the line?
Yeah, I'd really love to do that because it's a very personal project for me. My father was a puppeteer, and he did a puppet show of The Little Mermaid, and it was always my favourite show. I used to sit and watch it thousands and thousands of times. So I was very excited when Working Title said they were interested in developing it with me. Unfortunately, since we put it into development, there's suddenly been this weird fucking onslaught of fairy tale adaptations that wasn't happening even when we were doing Hanna, you know. So I don't know. I kind of wish I'd done it a few years ago, actually. I'm fairly sure that I will do it one day because I kind of need to do it. It's in my head, and I feel like I know the film I want to see. But I might not do it for a few years. I might wait until everyone's got done, and then I'll do it.
Is there anything you're taking from this a new genre to you into the future in return from like something that you absorb that you think, oh, that works well?
Well, I see action as being the organisation of figures in space, right? And so it's there's no division between action and blocking, right? It's the same thing. And so I feel like I've learned and enjoyed working with an extension of blocking, and I'm interested in doing more of that in the future. So I'll see. I mean, you never know what you've learned until you apply it next. You know. Nice to meet you. Thank you.